Hi, my name is Nicole, and this is the CK Diary Podcast. I hope you guys have had a great week. This week has been crazy, or at least this past week since I've talked to you last. So Leah Loves to Knit is doing her Gilmore Girls themed make-along, the Knit People Knit Cal, and I was one of the bag makers for that. They went on sale this past Saturday. I believe that was July 20th. And I had 2 ready to ship bags and then 1 pre-order bag. And the day before, Friday, the day before the bags went up for sale, my oldest son, he's 4 years old, he was running through our living room and tried to jump. He has like this little mini sofa chair, and he tried to jump on it, and he cleared the top of it and fell over, like went flying over it, and then landed on his chin and busted his chin open. So we ended up having to go get stitches for him. He had 3 stitches, and it's healing beautifully. It looks great. And I don't know, he gets them out on Friday, this coming Friday. And I don't know if I talked about this previously, but a few weeks ago, my 2-year-old, also a boy, he was running. I do a story time in our neighborhood. I think I've talked about that before. And the building that we do it in, it's an outdoor, it's a building, but it's like screened in. There aren't actual walls. So whenever it rains really hard, the floor is wet whenever we get there around the edges where the water blows in. And the concrete was a little damp in a couple of areas. And my 2-year-old was running through the building, as were all the other kids. All of the kids were running around, but my son got a wet spot and he slipped and fell straight on his mouth. And his front 2 teeth knocked out a little bit, like they were a little wiggly. Well, on what day? So we went to the dentist on Tuesday. On Monday, it turned gray. Not really bad. It's kind of hard to see. Like even now, whenever we talk to people about it, some people can't see it. It's just barely turning gray. And we went to the dentist yesterday, and he said that he doesn't think it's anything to worry about. And he said that he thinks it will go away in like 3 to 6 months. Like the graying will go away in 3 to 6 months, and it'll just be a normal little baby tooth again. But anyway, yeah, our week, I feel like our week has been crazy. My boys are rough and tumble. They're always roughhousing and, play fighting. And I'm just not ready for any broken bones or anything yet. The stitches were more than enough. And hopefully this weekend will be a little bit more relaxing and not as crazy. This weekend, we're going to my husband's friend's. It's a dinner. It's kind of like a birthday dinner. His birthday was at the beginning of the month, so him and a few of his coworkers get together every year on his birthday. And my husband, I don't remember if he said if he's gone before. I don't think he has, but we're all going as a family this year. And I'm really excited for that. And I think that is it. Last night I went to Palm Coast to go have dinner with my dad and some of his coworkers. And that was really nice. There were a couple of people who knit that were there. They weren't knitting there, but we chatted about it a little bit. And it has, other than stitches and a gray tooth, it has otherwise been a great week. My 2 and 4-year-old haven't let it slow them down at all. They're still running and jumping off of everything, and I'm constantly having to go, remember, you're hurt. Remember, be careful, be gentle. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and dive in. So the Gilmore Girls, I know I already talked about that a little bit. That went so well. It went way better than I was expecting. My Chilton bag, here we go, I've got one right here. My Chilton bag ended up selling out in like 3 hours, I think, or a little less than 3 hours. And I don't have one of the Dragonfly in bags with me currently, but I think I have one more of those left, a pre-order left. All of my Dragonfly in bags that were pre-orders are almost done. I just have to do the top seam, the top stitching on all of those, and then they will be ready to ship. It was a great weekend for the Etsy shop. I'm really, really grateful for anyone who grabbed a bag or shared the bags or told their friends about it. I really appreciate it. It was a really fun weekend. So today I am drinking a black tea. It is from Babette's Bees and Teas. Now, I've talked about her before. I found her, she came to a local farmer's market, like right across the street from our neighborhood, and I haven't been able to find her since. I know I follow her on Facebook, and she's been doing a couple of farmers markets that are like an hour and a half to 2 hours away from me. But she used to do a ton of farmers markets near us, and I'm wondering if she maybe moved, because I haven't seen her at any of the ones near us lately, like this last month. I don't know how to pronounce that second word. I guess I should have looked it up. Ceylon. But this is a vanilla black tea. It is very good. I'm almost done. She sells like really big packets too, but these are her little samples. I think they're like $5 a piece. And so I stash up on these so I can find which ones I like best so I can buy one of the bigger packets. All right, so I do not have a whole lot to talk about this week as far as knitting whips go. It was a busy week with bag making and with injuries, so I didn't get a whole lot done knitting wise. I'll go ahead and show you these projects really quick. So last week, I talked about my sweater vest and how I picked up all the stitches for the neck trim, and how I didn't realize that the pattern told you how many stitches to pick up in each section because I didn't read all the way. It said to pick up, you know, the number of stitches that you were supposed to pick up. So I just went around and did the best I could. And then as I kept reading like 2 more lines down in the pattern, it told you exactly how many to pick up in each section. In last podcast, I said I didn't know if I was going to go back and redo it or not. I did. And I feel a lot better about the placement of the stitches. This stitch here in the center is perfectly centered now. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I ended up going back and picking up the stitches again. I have not worked on this other than picking up the stitches since last podcast. I have not touched this. It is I believe it's called a double decrease ribbing, I think is what it was called. I think I'm hitting my mic a ton. I hope I haven't been hitting it a ton. But I've never done that before, so I have to look up how to do that. It's probably not that difficult, but I just haven't, whenever we've been on the go and stuff, I've just been wanting some vanilla knitting, so I haven't had to worry about learning something new while we're in the car talking to friends or whatever it is. So I've got 2 sock projects here. This one is in a bag by Black Cat and Birdie. This was one of the first project bags that I ever bought. I got it from a yarn shop in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's called, this is their business card. It's called The Bees Knits. If you're in Knoxville, Tennessee or nearby or visiting, you should definitely go check them out. Melissa is the owner of the store, and she does a lot of sit-in knits from what I've seen on Instagram, and I think that's really neat. Okay, so the project that I started working on this since last week. I did not show this in last week's podcast, is the second sock of the Amore socks I was making. This yarn is the Amore sock weight yarn from Kelly in the Middle. I've already made the first sock. I might have it in here, actually. I do. This was the first sock. And I went ahead and cast this on for Sock Week with Nitty Natty. I'm through, I did the cuff. Today I'm filming on Wednesday. So I think I have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to work on it. Does it end Saturday? Like Sunday at midnight? I don't know. I'll have to look at that. But I've got the cuff done, I've got the foot done, and I've got a little less than half of the heel flap done. I do not think I'm going to finish this in time to enter for a prize or anything, but I think it's just fun to kind of be a part of it and be making socks alongside so many fun people. This second bag is a bag made by me. I don't know if I've talked about it on here before, I didn't list any of these to sell. This was just some fabric that I had left over from other bags. If you ever see a bag or a few bags that I make in my shop and you like different elements from each of the bags and you want to try to do some kind of semi customization, always feel free to message me if you see a couple of things that you like and you want to see if I have enough available to be able to piece together a bag for you. I would love to do that. I've done it one other time for my friend Meredith, and it was a lot of fun working with her, finding the different fabrics that she liked that I had available. All right, this is the second sock. I talked about this a little bit last week on the podcast. I haven't made too much progress. I think I was partway through the heel flap whenever I showed it to you guys. This is the fingering weight from Birch Grove. The colorway is Solstice. And I'm doing the coffee break pattern by Knit On Designs. I believe the designer is named Deb Buckingham. But yeah, I love the way this is turning out. I love the colors. It's great. I'm really wanting some more neutrals, just neutral socks, neutral sweaters, neutral everything. All right, and I think that is it for knitting and any making at all. I didn't really get a whole lot done between bags and injuries. This was it. So my husband's friend that we're going to go see this weekend, he lives about, I think 2 hours and 15 minutes away. So I'll have a lot of car knitting time and we'll hopefully get those socks done this weekend. That would be nice. And that is all I've got to share with you guys this week. I hope you guys are having a great week. Feel free to comment below anything that you guys are working on. I love to see what you guys are working on. Whenever people put their patterns down there, more often than not, I haven't heard of them before. So I'll go look them up and I find really beautiful patterns that way. So I love seeing what you guys are working on and I will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.